If you have been selling online for a few months, you probably already got scammed. A few times. Just like me, you will know what I'm talking about. Even seasoned sellers fall into this trap from time to time. But what is this trap? And how can I protect myself from this scam? Hey guys, it's the Ecom Bull here. So the scam works like this. First, you get a juicy order. The customer will most likely select the fastest shipping option available. A couple minutes later, you will get an email from this buyer asking if you can change the shipping address.
I am so sorry. I made a mistake and I put my old house address. Can you ship it here, please?
You comply and change the shipping address and ship the order right away to provide great customer service. But a week later, you get hit with a chargeback and you lose the money, the product, and you also get hit with a chargeback fee. Turns out that the credit card was stolen, or the customer knows how to abuse the system. Because you cannot dispute a chargeback if you cannot prove that the order was delivered to the original shipping address. So how do we go about this address change request? Because obviously sometimes these are legit requests from honest customers that they just had the autofill and they didn't check because they were in a rush. But whatever the case, there is only one good way of handling these situations, and it's the CRR method. Okay? Cancel, refund, and ask them to reorder. Sounds simple, right? Well, no, it's actually a difficult decision. Because if this is actually a legit request from an honest customer, the additional friction of reordering might cost you that sale. And this is very common because most online orders are impulse buys. And when a customer has time to cool off and rethink where they are spending their money, you might lose the sale. So you're always faced with the dilemma. Should I use the CRR method or should I just comply and risk it? Well, after 15 years of selling online, I have developed this skill that allows me to weed out the fake requests from the true ones. And there are a few red flags that if I see them, I will never comply with the address change request. And also some green flags that when I see them, I know that this is actually a legit request. So let me share this with you. And pay very close attention because at the end, I'm going to give you a test. I'm going to put you in a situation and you should be able to know if this is a legit customer request or if it's a scam. So let's start with the green flags. The customer uses Apple Pay or PayPal. The vast majority of address change requests are due to customers not updating their shipping information on PayPal or Apple Pay. And when they order using these methods, the process is so fast that they don't even get a chance to look over the delivery address. And this is actually great for us e-commerce merchants because there's no friction from the moment they click on checkout to the moment that they already paid. Sometimes the customer didn't even know what happened and they are already on the thank you page after checking out. So when you see that they use these payment methods, start giving them the benefit of the doubt. Another green flag is if the customer is a repeat customer. A year ago they bought something from you and now they are reordering again. But in this time they change apartments, and since they were already an existing customer, ShopPay automatically filled up their previous information. When I see this, I don't even have to think about it. I know this is a legit request. The next thing to check is if the address change is in the same zip code, city, and state. In that order. If it's on the same zip code, it has a lot more validity than if it's on the same state. But if it's on a different state, start worrying about it. Another thing to look for is what they actually order. Did they order something that you commonly sell? Or did they order some random item that you haven't sold in months? Oftentimes these scammers will just order something that is very expensive from your website. Or they order 10 units of some random item. You will be able to detect a lot of scams just by looking at the order contents. And finally, check if the email address makes sense. This email address does make sense. Look at the name of the customer and look at the email address. Now look at this one. I will not trust this one. And also check if the email address is the same email address that they use when placing the order, or if they reply to the order confirmation email. Now let's move to the red flags, and I'm going to be using a lot of built-in fraud prevention systems that Shopify has. If you don't have Shopify, check out the link in the description where you get a free trial and also 3 months for $1 per month. So the first red flag will be if they use several credit card attempts. If this is the case, most likely Shopify already flagged the order so that you can review it for fraud. But when I see that there were multiple credit card attempts, I normally not only refund the order, but most likely I will never ship any products to this customer and just cancel all future orders from them. It depends how many attempts they use. If they were different credit cards with different names, I will check all of that, and most likely I will even ban the IP of that person. Not that it's gonna matter too much because normally they use VPNs, but I will be extremely worried about this kind of order. The next red flag is to check if the customer is asking you to change the shipping address to a different state or even a different country. Sometimes they even ask you to ship to a PO box, big red flag, or also a shipping forwarder. Most times these are just scammers that just want you to ship the products as soon as possible so they get them and reroute them before the credit card holder has time to contact their credit card and cancel all of those transactions. And finally, we already referenced this on the green flags, but make sure that the order doesn't contain some random unpopular items from your store, and also that they don't order a bunch of units of one random item. Also check if they are not using a VPN. Now this is not white and black. They might use VPNs, a lot of people use VPNs, but it's one more aspect to consider. And check if the email address is not fishy. Now I'm going to give you a couple situations, and you're going to tell me if this is a legit request or if it is a scam. Look at this first case. You have 10 seconds to decide. If you guess that this order is a scam, well, you are very wrong. Just take a look at this. Look at the name, Greg John, and the email, thegreg95. Alright, so that's probably a legit email. Now they are changing the address from Miami to Miami, alright? And it's kind of close by. If you just put the address on Google, I made it up, so don't put it, but it's gonna be close, alright? Supposedly. And the order amount is not big, it's just $48. So I will feel okay with taking the risk of doing this address change. Most likely nothing is gonna happen. Now let's look at this next case. You have 10 seconds. If you guess that this is a scam, well, you are right. This is obviously a scam. Look at the name, Michael Dupont. That's obviously the name of the credit card holder. Now the email is something random, and the address, they are changing it from Arizona to Miami, but not to a random place in Miami. They are actually shipping it to a freight forwarder. So as soon as the item gets there, you have no chance of getting that item back. That's already on its route to the scammer. And also the order amount is $227 for 7 items. Now that's a larger order. And if you actually get scammed, you're gonna lose so much more. So in this case, I will refund and ask them to reorder, but paying very close attention at the credit card attempts, because if this is actually a scammer just testing credit cards on my site, I wanna know and I wanna ban them. Alright, now I hope that this video gave you value. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to sell more, and join our Discord server with over 1,000 sellers just like you and me helping each other out. And watch this video if you want more e-commerce content. Thank you, I'm out.